From the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet presents NCAA Division II men's basketball coverage live on the ECC network. And our final game of this 2022 CSI Tournament of Heroes, the College of Staten Island Dolphins take on the Goldey-Beacom College Lightning. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Joe Foreman, joined for the first time this season by my broadcast partner, Andrew Rotundo. Andrew, it's a pleasure to have you back on the broadcast.
Joe, thank you so much. Pleasure to be back for my second year with CSI. Last year I started, with public address, and now looks like we're going to step aside, and Nino is taking my job for right now on public address.
You better hope he's not too good. You better hope he's not too good, or you'll be out of a job. Starters are being introduced out on the floor, so I will bring you those starting lineups. First, for the visiting Goldey-Beacom College Lightning, number 1, Zayon Marsh. Number 13, Makai Collins. Number 15, Damani Thomas. Number 23, Essa Ifakoto. And number 30, David Akins. For the Dolphins, starters, 0, Chris Velasquez. Number 2, Shamar Laddie. Number 12, Bryce Waterman. Number 23, Messiah Mallory, and number 30, David Shkolny. Of course, the Dolphins are coached by TJ Tibbs, and the Lightning are coached by TJ Dekmar. Battle of TJs during today's game.
Interesting stuff.
Speaking of interesting stuff, we could not get on camera for our pregame show, but I would be remiss if I did not mention our newest sponsor here at CSI Athletics, McDonald's. Andrew, you came on over to the commentary desk, and you were greeted with a 10-piece chicken McNuggets. So, Andrew, enjoy your McNuggets ahead of today's game. You don't have much time as the Dolphins starters are being introduced. Both the Dolphins and the Lightning looking for their first win today. Andrew, I'd say you scored a win already with those chicken McNuggets.
Well, it is a fake chicken nugget. It's an imaginary, if you will, but I will enjoy them to the best I can before this game gets underway. Looking for a big comeback after yesterday for the Dolphins.
Well, I'm trying to slide over to the seat to my left. I will be taking over in just a couple of minutes as our engineer for this game. I'll be operating the scoreboard and bringing you play-by-play. Busy afternoon for me, heavy lifting for you, Andrew, so I hope you're up to the task.
Well, absolutely, Joe. I think you're forgetting that I have a few more games on public address after this.
You sure do, but going back to the matchup between these two teams, we saw both sides play last night. The Dolphins dropped their game yesterday against Wilmington University. They dropped that game late, as the Dolphins did have a lead by 5 points in the closing minutes. They could not hold on. It was a big shot by Justin Thomas. We spoke about that earlier. Thomas with the game-winning basket. He then extended the team's lead to 3 from the line. The Dolphins ultimately fell. As we are just moments away from tip-off, once again, the CSI starters, Velasquez, Laddie, Waterman, Mallory, Shkolny. For the Lightning, Marsh, Collins, Thomas, Ifakoto, and Akins. And you may have seen it on your screen. We get fist bumps from some of the Dolphins over here at the commentary desk. All right, it took a bit of contortion. Nick had to get out. He engineered our pregame for us. I'm sliding in. These Concord 11s don't fit well underneath this table. I don't have a lot of room here. All right, we're underway from the tank in Game 2 of today's men's basketball doubleheader. Dolphins and the Lightning from the tank. That's knocked out of bounds, and very quickly, the Dolphins will have their first possession of the game. Shkolny will inbound.
The Dolphins want to get up and early here, Joe. Big turnover early.
It was a great start for Shkolny last night. He scored the first 7 Dolphins points, finished the game with 13. Connected on all of his three-pointers. It was a good effort for Shkolny. This is Shamar Laddie. He's defended closely by Thomas, and that's out of bounds. Dolphins will inbound with 16 to shoot. This is Shkolny looking to drive. Sends it out to Velasquez, and offensive foul is the call.
And a bad break for the Dolphins there as they're trying to get set up for the first basket of this game.
They'll take care of some perspiration down on the floor. Here come the Lightning. Chance of defense from the CSI cheerleaders and the Dolphins bench. That's a right-handed hook attempted by Aoife Koto. And the ball travels over the baseline out of bounds. Dolphins ball.
Dolphins need to keep that tight defense in low. It was a good job there on defense.
Nearly a minute in, still looking for our first point. Shkolny for Velasquez and back to Laddie. Laddie, the starting point guard for the Dolphins, though he shares those duties with Velasquez. This is Mallory. Floater, good.
Good start for the Dolphins here. Some tight defense in their own end, and then they come back. That's a nice floater for Mallory to get them started scoring.
Mallory had a nice night last night, especially in the second half. Finished with 19 points. As a player went down there, that was Marsh losing his footing. The three-pointer by Thomas is no good. Offensive board, tip-in attempt. Player swatting at it. And it winds up in the hands of Akins, and he floats it in for two.
Relentless on both sides of the ball on that sequence, Joe.
Action picking up nearly 2 minutes into the half, as they may have to check that one out. That looked like it was deflected off of Laddie, who was standing out of bounds. And it is Lightning basketball. Score knotted up at 2. Officially 18 minutes left on the clock. I'm trying to operate our clock manually from our commentary desk as Mallory rejects that shot by Thomas. And the lane is short. But Aoife Koto on the follow puts it up and in.
Dolphins are playing some relentless D, but it's so far no match for Goldey-Beacom as they continue to drive at the basket.
Dolphins work it around the outside. This is Shkolny on the drive. Velasquez up to Waterman. Offensive foul on the Dolphins.
And those are going to hurt them. That's another one for the Dolphins already. Some 2.5 minutes into this game.
And that was quickly Shkolny's second foul. He's forced out of the game with foul trouble for the second straight day. J.J. Chestnut checks in. His team trailing by 2 early. This is Akins, who had a nice night yesterday. Floater is good. Lightning now lead at 6-2. Chestnut up to Mallory. Jab step. He looks to drive. Gained a step. Another floater by Mallory is up and in.
Mallory getting in the dirty areas as usual. Gets another basket, already his second of the night.
Another attempt on a floater results in a foul call. That call goes against the Dolphins. Two shots at the line from Makai Collins. First free throw by Collins is good. Collins goes 1 of 2 from the line, rebounded by Waterman. And Chestnut went down hard there. Skidded across the floor. Now, I spoke about it during Game 1, Andrew. I was talking to Nick about it. There were games around the country last night that had to be canceled and or postponed due to condensation on the floors. And We saw some of that last night. Fortunately, they addressed it in the evening, cranking the air up in the building as Waterman splashes his first three, but that's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, we saw players slipping and sliding all night last night in the tank here.
Floater attempt by Thomas off the front rim. Waterman couldn't pull it in, but he comes up with the block. And Velasquez chases down the loose ball. Waterman traveled. Dolphin substitution. Luis Armas checks into the game for Shamar Laddie. Score knotted up at 7. 4 minutes gone by in this first half. Thomas drives again. Good defense there on the inside by Chestnut. Went straight up with him. Chestnut wants Mallory in the low post. He was denied. Here comes Velasquez. Turnaround jumper. Off back iron and rebounded by Marsh.
Nice move to the basket by Velasquez. He's got to bury that.
He likes that turnaround jumper. He likes the step back jumper. As that floater is off the back rim, big rebound by Mallory.
And Mallory once again with that strong, relentless D down low.
Waterman's three is off. Rebounded by Akins, and it's good to see Mallory moving well after it appeared he tweaked an injury last night. Had his leg wrapped and was definitely hobbled near the end of the game. And that's Chestnut off the feed from Velasquez. Nice looking fast break there for the Dolphins.
And the Dolphins are starting to wake up here, get quick on their feet. It's exactly what they need here. They need to get set up offensively.
A lot of traffic there as Collins is trapped. Mallory takes it away and saves it. Mallory into the front row. Possession stays with the Dolphins. The CSI lead is 9-7 and make it 12-7 as Luis Armas buries a three.
Boom, from the corner, Armas. Nice feed from Messiah Mallory. And Messiah Mallory on both sides of the ball right now, playing just absolutely relentless.
Armas takes it away. He takes it to the rim and lays it in. Timeout, Lightning. And we'll get a look at some of what prompted that timeout. Armas got it started with a three-pointer from the corner. He knocked it down from long range. Here's another look at that shot by Armas as the Dolphins now lead it 14-7. They've doubled up the Lightning here. Earlier in this first half, it was Messiah Mallory underneath with a nice-looking floater. Here's a second look at Mallory's attempt early in this game as he's able to bury that floater over Ifekoto. That timeout, the first called in the game by either team, officially 14-17 on the clock here in the tank. We hope to have our automated scoreboard back in time for our women's basketball game next weekend. That remains to be seen. I think they need to pay the bill, Andrew.
To say the least, Joe.
That's a kind way to put it. 14-17 remaining in this first half. Dolphins once again off to a strong start. What have you seen from this Dolphins team early on that has helped them to a 7-point lead?
Well, early on, they were a little sloppy trying to get set up offensively as they took two early offensive fouls. But since then, a lot of smooth passing. Since they were able to tie up the game, a lot of smooth passing, a lot of quick passing, and they're able to get that ball in the basket, obviously, which is what they need.
For the Dolphins, 5 points for Armas, 3 for Waterman, 4 for Mallory. Armas and Waterman already a combined 2 of 3 from downtown. That duo, of course, we know likes to shoot the three ball, and we saw that on full display last night. Lightning will inbound when play resumes, 14-17 on the clock. But speaking of CSI's three-ball shooting last night, they were a solid 12 of 28 from downtown, 43%. They shot 45% from the field. Akins, pull up is good. Aikens had a big night last night as well in the Lightning's game against the Falcons. Mallory lost the handle there. 13 to shoot, and Andrew has his first touch.
Felt good, Joe.
Nick got his first touch of the season last night. The ball was traveling right through the equipment. Nick emphatically punched it back onto the court. Good job by Nick last night. Good job right there by you. Protect the equipment at all costs.
Making some good saves, as they say in hockey.
We've grown very familiar with hockey, you and I, as we've called quite a bit of hockey recently.
Absolutely.
Aikens on the floater, no good. Michael Oyakanmi into the game for the Dolphins. He checks in for the first time. Velasquez finds Chestnut. Armas, corner three-pointer, splash.
Tic-tac-toe passing there, Joe. Beautiful finish by Armas.
And how about this Dolphins ball movement? There's another three at the other end. That rattles out. Rebound goes to the Lightning, and Mallory off the miss took it away from Marsh. Here comes Armas to the rim, and he was fouled.
A nice heads-up look by Mallory to get Armas up court again. And a good job by Armas to draw the foul.
Well, you said it, Andrew. Tic-tac-toe passing to set up that Armas three. Here's a second look at it. Armas open in the left corner, but not without a couple of good passes. One from Velasquez up to Chestnut. And if you give Luis Armas that much space, he's going to make you pay, as we saw last night. And he buries his second triple. Free throw by Armas is good. Dolphins' lead is now 9 points. They're looking for their first double-digit lead of the game right here. One more from the line for Luis Armas. And he makes it a 2-for-2 trip. Armas already has 10 points.
On fire since coming into the game, right off the bench.
Great start for Armas. Zach Ori had it. He gave it up to Judge. That's Marsh. And a whistle blows for a Dolphins foul. Now, Chris Velasquez was involved in that play, Andrew. I don't know if he dunked his head some water before the game. He is drenched.
I noticed that yesterday too, Joe.
I sweat quite a bit when I play, but Velasquez has taken it to another level.
He does move very quickly. Very quick, I should say. I mean,
15 on the shot clock, and Judge is stripped. Here comes Velasquez. He drops it off to Chestnut. Pass fake, floater, off the window, no good. And the rebound goes to Thomas. Bounce pass inside into heavy traffic. And a whistle is blown for another Dolphins foul. I spoke about this with our statistician, Louis Matrone, ahead of today's games, Andrew, but I was telling him how last night's game was ultimately decided by the free throw tally. The Dolphins didn't take nearly as many free throws as the Lightning nearly turned it over again. And we have another Dolphins foul, if I'm not mistaken.
That throw-in was tipped. And
yeah.
That's what caused the scramble.
Armas wasn't aware. Pass up top. On the drive is Centennial, and he is rejected. How about this Dolphins defense early in this game?
Relentless, as I keep saying. And it's the perfect word to describe it. Not giving them an inch.
Ball movement, defense, and shot making from the outside. Marsh stuffed by Mallory. He didn't think so.
And the Dolphins need to watch now, getting themselves into foul trouble early. Already 7 fouls, just 8 minutes into the game.
They are very much in foul trouble right now, as there are still 12 minutes on the clock in this first half. Following this first free throw, we'll get a slow-motion look at that last foul and see if perhaps Mallory got the ball. That free throw no good. Here's a slowed down look at it. Our monitor is not as high resolution as the broadcast at home, so it's tough for us to see. I won't render my opinion. As meanwhile, at the line, Marsh missed both free throws, so this remains a 19-9 game. Velasquez off the feed from Chestnut. Pull-up jumper is good.
The quick feet pay off for Velasquez again. He picks up another 2 for the Dolphins, and the run continues.
Dolphins have done a lot well early in this game. And with 11:34 on the clock, we'll have a media timeout. Very quickly, we will head to break. Our score, CSI 21, Goldey-Beacom 9.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
And we are back from the tank. Joe Foreman alongside Andrew Rotundo on the call. The Dolphins with an early 12-point lead and possession, as they've gotten off to a red-hot start in this game. Stellar defense and tremendous shot-making early.
And also, quick passing, quick movement. It's all working out. Shooting already 72% from the field, and it's clearly showing.
73 from the field, 75 from downtown for the Dolphins. Chestnut for 3, and the Dolphins connect again from long range.
And they keep it going, Joe. That's another big one. Another three-pointer. And just tremendous stuff from the three-point line so far from the Dolphins.
Off the glass and no good on that attempt by Ori. And here comes Mallory the other way. Velasquez surveys, gets it over to Chestnut. After that last made 3 by Chestnut, the Dolphins are now 4-5 from downtown. Chestnut on the drive, wanted Velasquez in the corner. He pulls it in, looking for Waterman. That pass is tipped. And the clock is stopped at 10:26 with 4 to shoot.
That was a big reach by Velasquez after the deflection. Somehow was able to come down with the ball for a few seconds and get the pass off.
Waterman, good look for 3, short. Pass up the floor for Ori, and a bad pass stolen in the corner by Oyakanmi.
Lockdown
Long
defense
ball
continues.
for Mallory, and he looked like he was fouled. Velasquez on the crossover, now Chestnut wants a screen from Mallory. 10 on the shot clock. Chestnut off glass and out. Strong defense here from Oyekanmi. He's giving Collins nowhere to go. He's trapped on the baseline. Ori with the head fake, and he's fouled on the pull-up.
And this defense from the Dolphins has just been locked down. And just the only issue they face now is the foul trouble. Of course, now 8 fouls already, only just past the halfway point of this first half.
And that foul issue could prove to be a big issue. We saw this last night. Dolphins playing very physical defensively. It generated some turnovers, but on the flip side, they piled up the fouls. They need to find that balance and try to rein in the physicality just a bit. 1-1 at the line for Ori, and his free throw is no good. Now, I thought he was fouled on the shot. Apparently not. Waterman reached in ahead of the pull-up jump shot attempt, so just a 1-1 at the line for Ori.
Those fouls aren't helping so far, though, for the Lightning, as they've been having some trouble at that free throw line recently.
Mallory on the fall away, and that shot's off. The Lightning just 1 of 5 from the line so far, to your point, Andrew. They've really struggled at the charity stripe. Ori, bounce pass for Collins, and it is swatted away by Mallory.
Stuffed Messiah Mallory, what a block.
Mallory has proven to be quite the shot blocker, and we are going to get a second look at that latest rejection by the reigning East Coast Conference Rookie of the Year. Mallory came out of nowhere, off of his own man, and into the lane as he sent that shot away. Here's a quick look at it as the Dolphins bring the ball up across half court. You're not missing anything. And there you see the turnover on the fast break as well.
He was waiting for it, Joe. He was right there.
CSI has it, leading by 15 points. Mallory in the corner. Crossover toward the baseline. Skipped up in the air and floated it in.
Nice move, the spin move, the beautiful floater. Messiah Mallory's having a fantastic game so far.
Centennial answered quickly at the other end. And Mallory on the spin, scores again.
There he is again, Joe.
Nino can't keep up.
Absolutely on fire, Messiah Mallory, both sides of the ball.
Tell you right now, I'm having trouble keeping up with the replays. Mallory with a couple of nice finishes those last 2 trips down. And that's banked in. Centennial again for 2. Waterman, top of the arc, splash!
And there were 2 defenders all over Waterman. No problem.
Heavy contest, no problem for Bryce Waterman. He has that quick trigger from downtown as we're going to have a jump ball. And the possession arrow favors the Dolphins. So with a quick break, we'll get a look at that move by Mallory on the inside as he banked it in off glass. As we're going to have a media timeout inside of 8 minutes, we'll send you to break with this look at Messiah Mallory's latest basket. His Dolphins lead it by 18 points. Our score, CSI 31, Goldey-Beacom 13.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends, live sports and watch parties, to Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
We are back from the College of Staten Island. Joe Foreman rejoining you alongside Andrew Rotundo. The Dolphins' lead has ballooned up to 18 points in this first half. CSI 12 of 18 from the floor, 5 of 7 from downtown. The Lightning are shooting just 6 of 21, including 1 of 5 from the free throw line.
And they had a big showing off the bench from Luis Armas. Came right in, sang some threes in, got the Dolphins into this one.
And look at this pressure now from the Lightning. They're playing the Dolphins very closely on the perimeter. Waterman inside. That pass split a couple of Dolphins. Velasquez tracks it down. 10 to shoot. Velasquez crosses over, pulls up, short. And the rebound goes to the Lightning.
And that Velasquez so quick with the movements and the agility.
CSI cheerleaders with chance of defense. Marsh spins and throws it up and in. Waterman takes it inside again. Velasquez thought about the three. So did Waterman. He shoots. Short. Skolny soars in, nearly grabbed the board. Lightning look to run. Centennial for three. Air ball. And Velasquez and Skolny were unsure of whether or not to touch it. And it goes out of bounds.
A fortunate play here for Goldey-Beacom.
Another chance here for the Lightning. 23 on the shot clock. Marsh drives and tried to pass it, but had it taken away. Here come the Dolphins. Chestnut off the glass and in. J.J. Chestnut for two.
The swat at one end and then the basket at the other from Chestnut. Beautifully done all around by the Dolphins.
20 to shoot. On the drive, Judge floats it up and in. Count the basket and one.
And that's something that the Lightning needed desperately.
They certainly did. They've really struggled shooting in this first half, and right there they get 2 points and a trip to the line. Now, that being said, they've shot free throws very poorly too, so free throws haven't been much help. Dolphins just don't get to the line much themselves, but once again the Lightning miss a free throw.
And that might prove to be very costly at the end of this game for the Lightning.
Armas on the pull-up. Too strong, and Laddie able to crash in and grab the offensive rebound. And I know head coach TJ Tibbs loves to see that. Coach Tibbs will be joining us at halftime. Inbound goes to Waterman with 20 to shoot. Chestnut for three. Splash.
Beautiful shot from Chestnut there, and now he's starting to light a fire for the Dolphins. A couple of baskets in a row for him.
Dolphins by 19 points. Marsh into the corner. Centennial for three. And that rolls off the rim and out. Dolphins with a chance to go up 20. Waterman hands off to Chestnut. Miscommunication and a steal by the Lightning. Judge had it poked away, and a foul is called against the Dolphins.
Well, once again, the Dolphins take a foul, but if the Lightning can't hit at the line.
Lightning are now in the double bonus. To the line for two, Tyshawn Judge. First free throw is good. You know the Dolphins, following last night's game and the way the first half ended, are going to try and finish strong in this first half here today. You know they're not taking any lead for granted. Judge hits both free throws, and now the Lightning looking to press just a bit. They ease off. Dolphins had issues with the press last night. There's Mallory in the corner. He looks to drive. Back to the basket. Armas, open three. And he gets the friendly roll.
And he wills that one in. Armas with another three. Makes it a 20-point game for the Dolphins.
I think the appropriate call there is drip, drip, splash. As at the other end, the Lightning connect on a three. That was Zayon Marsh. The top of the arc. Velasquez backing in. Fakes. And that's a bad pass. He telegraphed it. Here comes Judge. Count it and one. Dolphins continue to hack away here defensively. And in that spot, if you do commit the foul, you're hoping to not allow the 2 points. And you hear head coach Tibbs from the bench saying 0-0. Play as if it's a scoreless game. Do what got us here. As once again, the Lightning miss a free throw. That is their 6th miss from the free throw line in this first half.
Already proving to be costly, as they've been to the line now quite a few times, as you just mentioned, and just can't seem to hit.
And we're going to have immediate timeout. So very quickly we'll step aside and take a break. The Dolphins maintain a 15-point lead. Our score, CSI 39, Goldey-Beacom 34.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
And we are back from the tank. Once again, Joe Foreman joining you alongside Andrew Rotundo with the call of CSI Dolphins men's basketball. Dolphins with a 15-point lead in the first half over Goldey-Beacom College. Lightning trailed by as many as 19 in this game. They've chipped away and cut that lead by 4. They've gotten closer than that several times in this first half, but the Dolphins have had a response each and every time. That's Waterman. Splash!
Right out of the timeout, another big three from Bryce Waterman as he continues to keep his fire alive.
Pull-up jump shot is good as Trey Lewis knocks down the deep 2. Three and a half to play in half number 1. Dolphins by 16. Waterman dribbles to his left. Bounce pass for Armas, and he can't finish as he tried to gather it. Judge goes all the way. He draws another foul. And you have to like the aggressiveness by Tyshawn Judge, his team behind in this game, and he's taking it upon himself to get to the free throw line, attack the basket, and try and keep the Lightning in it.
And he's drawn quite a few fouls already here in this first quarter, Joe, or first half, Joe. And it's just got to hit those free throws.
First free throw from Judge. Rattles out. 3 of 10 from the line for the Lightning.
My point stands, Joe.
That's 7 big points they've left at the free throw line. The Dolphins haven't gotten there much, but behind 8 of 11 3-point shooting, the Dolphins have the big lead. 1 of 2 trip to the line for Judge. Armas facing pressure, nearly coughed it up. Mallory pulled it in. Velasquez in the corner, and he wanted Mallory. The pass off the mark. Laddie gets it back. Velasquez is fouled, and he will head to the line for 2 shots.
And that's some great quick energy there by the Dolphins to keep the ball alive. Messiah Mallory, good job coming back for help on the pass, and some quick passing. They get inside, and they end up at least drawing a foul here.
Chris Velasquez to the line for 2 shots. Velasquez has 2 points and make it 3. Dolphins now 3 of 3 from the line. When they've gotten there, they've converted. Make it 4 for 4. Crossover by Judge. He attacks and is rejected by Velasquez.
And Velasquez now getting in on the defensive action. All over Judge there. Nice block, hand on ball. Right there for it.
I need to check officially how many blocks the Dolphins have in this first half. It's quite a few. As that rattles out, tip and attempt by Judge. He goes back up with it and he scores. What effort and hustle in this first half from Tyshawn Judge. He's played really hard. Layup by Oyekanmi, no good. Here come the Lightning. And that floater by Judge goes down. Timeout, Dolphins.
And Tyshawn Judge really keeping the Lightning in this one as much as he can. Forces the Dolphins to take a timeout here.
Dolphins timeout with 2:18 on the clock. We'll quickly step aside and take a break. Our score, Staten Island 44, Goldey-Beacom 31.
Car is damaged, where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4899.
2:18 remaining in this first half from the College of Staten Island. Once again, Joe Foreman and Andrew Rotundo joining you from the tank. Dolphins' lead is 13 points. They've led by as many as 19. CSI has it. Hoping for a stronger finish to the first half than we saw in yesterday's game. Mallory out to Armas. Waterman on the drive. Finds Laddie. He fakes. Mallory open in the corner. Armas on the wing. He tries a 3, and that's off the mark. Thinking about it was Marsh. 20 on the shot clock. Marsh, double teamed. Finds an open man. That was Lewis. Judge looks to drive. A couple of fakes. He's stripped. He gets it back. It rolls off, and it's put back up and in by Marsh.
Now some relentlessness here by the Lightning.
We had a whistle right in front of the Dolphins bench. Still awaiting a call. Clock is stopped at 1:32. And a pair of substitutions come on. J.J. Chestnut for the Dolphins. And Damani Thomas for the Lightning. It is CSI basketball. Their lead is down to 11 points. And if you're the Dolphins here, I think mentally you'd like to take a double-digit lead into the halftime locker room. To see that lead down to single digits, definitely not something you're looking for after you led by 19. And that will help as Chestnut continues to attack the basket and finish inside.
And once again, Chestnut getting right inside through the D.
Chestnut has 12. He trails only Armas in the scoring department for CSI as Lewis rattles in at 3. And we have ourselves a 10-point game.
And you alluded to it earlier. Dolphins really need to maintain their lead here going into the half with less than a double-digit lead. That would be very disappointing.
Mallory with a tough shot. Messiah Mallory, an underhanded scoop. Centennial was doubled. Marsh for 3, no good. Whistle. And it will be Dolphins basketball as both teams were fighting for it. And even 29 seconds remaining in this first half. As we'll get another look at that last finish by Mallory. That was a tough shot. An underhanded scoop through contact as he takes it all the way in from the three-point line and finishes the layup.
And Messiah Mallory has brought his bag of tricks here today, Joe.
Dolphins have the final shot in this first half. Shkolny takes it across half court and loses it. The Lightning have 15 to shoot. Somehow Collins kept possession and he is fouled. A foul called with 12.4 on the clock.
Far side of the court, he barreled right through Shkolny. And the play continued, and then he ended up drawing a foul.
Well, that could have been trouble. Shkolny has 2 fouls. He sat for much of this first half after picking up 2 quick ones to open up the game. The Lightning have a chance to make this a 10-point game again. And the free throw is good. Lightning now 5 of 12 from the line. They have their shooting up to 42%. They started off much worse than that. The Dolphins behind 8 of 12 three-point shooting hold the lead.
Impressive 60% shooting from the field so far, Joe, for the Dolphins.
8 of 12 from 3, 18 of 30 overall, 2 for 2 at the line for Collins. Dolphins will inbound with 12.4 remaining in the half. Here comes Chestnut. He has Laddie. Waterman open in the corner for 3. It rattles out. 5 seconds remaining. Here come the Lightning. 1 on the clock. And that basket is good. I don't know if they'll want to check it. If they do, we have it. And I'll step off headset as Coach Tibbs is headed over for a brief halftime interview. All right, I'm joined by Dolphins head coach TJ Tibbs. Coach, your team got off to a hot start, primarily behind some great three-point shooting. How'd you feel about the start to this game, and is the three-point shooting a point of emphasis?
It's great to hit threes, but when you don't play defense, it doesn't matter. So we didn't play a lick of defense. Yeah, I give credit to Goldie and how they came back. It's kind of like what happened last night. You know, the force that we had on the game is not what we had in the game, second half of the game. I'm tired of hearing and talking about that we're young and inexperienced. It's just basketball. So we need to have more force in the game. We need to take care of the basketball. We need to make smart decisions.
I heard you're urging your team from the bench, play it like it's 0-0. What do you have to do in the second half? You're taking a 7-point lead into the second half. What do you have to change come half number 2?
Got to rebound, man. Too many offensive rebounds. The gaps are too spaced. They're driving. They did whatever they wanted. In the second half of the first half, they did whatever they wanted to do on offense. They just walked to the rim. And then they're being a little bit physical. They're getting their forearms on us on the perimeter. I have to talk to the refs about that. But we got to play tough. So it's going to happen. It's a physical basketball game. It's a physical level, and they got to love this and embrace this.
All right, thanks for joining me, Coach. Dolphins head coach TJ Tibbs heads to the halftime locker room. His team leads by 7 points. They led by as many as 19. When we come back for the second half, Dolphins lead it 48-41 over Goldey-Beacom College. And we are back from the tank. Joe Foreman rejoining you alongside Andrew Rotundo. There you see our score at the halftime break. 48-41 in favor of the College of Staten Island over the Goldey-Beacom College Lightning. And ahead of the start of the second half, we have a look at some first half highlights. Getting things started at the offensive end for the Dolphins, Messiah Mallory with a nice floater in the lane over his counterpart, Esa Ifekoto. Ifekoto and Mallory went back and forth in that first half. At the other end of the floor, they see a nice pivot and floater by David Akins. He had himself a great game last night. Akins getting on the board early in this game as well. Some more early offense between these two teams as Mallory kicks it into the corner for a wide-open Luis Armas. He buries the three for Armas in that first half. He had 13 points, shot 3 of 4 from downtown. Moving forward a little bit at this point, the Dolphins led by 5. Some more good ball movement, and look who it is once again, wide open in the corner. Luis Armas for 3. That time from the opposite corner. And once again, at the offensive end this time, the Dolphins off a block look to push. That swat, an emphatic one by Mallory. The Dolphins turn it over. CSI got it done both at the offensive end and the defensive end in that first half. Mallory and Velasquez had a couple of emphatic blocks. We got to look at the Velasquez block earlier as Mallory once again demonstrates his two-way ability that time. Messiah finishing off the glass following the spin move. 2 more for the Dolphins' big man. And right here at the other end, there's a look at the Velasquez block. He sends that one back. The Dolphins really had a good half all around, but it was their ability to close the half that really hampered what could have been a big lead going into the halftime break. Head coach TJ Tibbs talked about it with me during our halftime interview. He said they need to be a bit tougher, need to be a bit stronger on the glass.
Yeah, absolutely, Joe. And we saw the Dolphins lead by as many as 20 points in that first half. And now starting the second half, now only at a 7-point lead to start the second half. So they got to come out tight defensively. They got to make their shots, and they got to play smart as far as fouls go. We saw they took a lot of fouls. They were already up to about 8 fouls in that first 8 or 9 minutes of that first half. So they got into some foul trouble. Luckily, Goldey-Beacom could not hit a lot of those shots. They were terrible at the free throw line in that first half. And luckily, Dolphins find themselves up by 7 in the second half, despite all those fouls.
And that's a really tough balance to maintain if you're the Dolphins, avoiding the fouls, while at the same time playing with that toughness that head coach TJ Tibbs wants to see. Here's how the first half ended. A Dolphins turnover on an inbound, and wide open in the corner was Ashawn Centennial. He knocked down the 3. That made it a 7-point game, and the Lightning trailed by as many as 19 in that first half, nearly, I should say, more than halfway back already. That 3-pointer by Centennial, a big shot, and the Lightning will get the ball first to start the second half. And we're underway in half number 2 from the tank. Dolphins and the Lightning here on CSI Sportsnet, the final game of this 2022 Men's Basketball Tournament of Heroes. So that 3-pointer is short from Mekhi Collins in the right corner. Velasquez, defended by Collins. He pulls up, and he knocks down the mid-range.
Good first shot of the half for the Dolphins and Velasquez here.
Velasquez strong in the mid-range game, and Centennial strong on that finish. He didn't get the start in this game, but he starts the second half. Also for the Dolphins, J.J. Chestnut starts the second half in place of David Shkolny. Waterman had it poked away, and here comes Centennial and the Lightning. Centennial to the rim, right at Mallory, and he finishes with the left hand. Blocking foul is the call there. The Lightning bench didn't like it. Neither did their supporters seated to our right.
That was a loud roar we heard from that Goldey-Beacom bench.
Let's see how close it was. As they're attending to the floor right now, you're not missing anything. Here's a look. Now, the defender did not allow Chestnut to catch that ball and take a step. Didn't allow him any space, but he wasn't moving. I think the lack of space he gave him on the catch was the reason for the whistle and the foul. 12 to shoot for the Dolphins. Velasquez, was nearly stripped. 8 on the shot clock. Waterman had it poked away. 3 to shoot. No basket. As a foul was committed on the cut by Chestnut, the shot clock will reset to 20. Five-point Dolphins lead. Laddie wanted a screen from Mallory. Instead, Mallory looked to drive and was stripped. Here comes Centennial to the rim, and he lays it in. We have a 3-point game.
And as expected, Centennial making a big push with the Lightning.
Centennial now has 13 points as Waterman was nearly double-teamed on the baseline. Velasquez to Chestnut. Splash!
Clutch 3 from Chestnut, and some really nice passing by the Dolphins there. We saw it a little bit in that first half.
That was tipped. Judge thought he was going to get whistled for a backcourt. Almost didn't go after the ball. Marsh. And that is rejected on the attempt by Lewis. Another emphatic Dolphins rejection.
And who it is again? It's Messiah Mallory with the block. All over the offense for the Lightning.
We were going to get a quick look at that block, but Centennial knocks down a 3, and we have a 3-point game.
Centennial can't miss right now, Joe.
Mallory spins, underhand scoop. He doesn't get the roll. He's made that at least once already. Jab step by Marsh, mid-range shot off target, and rebounded by Velasquez. Chestnut lost his footing on the floor. Three-point Dolphins lead. Laddie for 3. Splash!
Nice move. Deep shot by Laddie. Big 3 for the Dolphins once again.
Dolphins riding their three-point shooting right now. Mallory really the only one scoring on the inside. As once again, Chestnut ended up down on the floor. Here's another look at that Mallory rejection. Now, it's not something you see too often, but I appreciate that he didn't wind up. A lot of the time you see players wind up, and when attempting the block, they send the ball into the tunnel, or in the case of the NBA, they send the ball into the third row of the stands, when they very easily could tip the ball and maintain possession. Mallory just did what was necessary to block the shot, nothing more. And I think Mallory got a piece of that one as well.
He did.
Marsh was fouled, and he'll head to the line. But Mallory with another block. That has to be at least 5. They have him officially right now with 4. That could be right. But Mallory has been a presence defensively for the Dolphins, has double-digit points at the offensive end with 10 to go along with 7 rebounds and 6 assists. And the Lightning miss yet another free throw.
And so the trouble continues at the free throw line there for the Lightning to get another opportunity, put some points and close the gap, and just can't seem to hit those free throws at the line.
Second free throw is good. 1 of 2 trip to the line for Marsh. Dolphins lead is 5. Mallory wanted Waterman on the cut, and Bryce wasn't ready. That was certainly a bid for assist number 7 by Mallory. That was a great bounce pass.
Bryce looked like he might have just lost sight of it.
Mallory was among the most versatile Dolphins last season. He's showing off his skills as a playmaker as he picks up block number 5. And it will be Dolphins basketball as that was deflected off of the shot taker.
And Mallory's making it look easy. This is some serious lockdown defense in this game from Messiah Mallory.
Chestnut was stripped. He falls down. Collins to the rim for 2. And the lead is back to 3. See if Mallory looks to take over on offense. He did that yesterday in the second half, and that is great defense from Collins. Makai Collins on the strip, all the way to the rim, and a blocking foul is called on Chris Velasquez. We're going to have a media timeout following that foul call. We'll get one more look at that strip and the ensuing foul call. We'll see if Velasquez was set. Slow it down a bit as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to wish a happy birthday to our second-year member of the CSI cheerleading team, Josiah Rivera. Happy birthday, Josiah.
We had a happy birthday wish for Josiah Rivera of CSI Cheer. And I don't know about you, Andrew, but looking at that replay, it looked like Velasquez was set.
And it definitely did, Joe. I'm not sure about that one, but lucky enough for the Dolphins.
Let's see. Oh, no, he was shuffling. He was shuffling to his right just a bit.
He definitely was, but again, lucky enough, the Lightning have not been...
Wait, the winning number, Andrew, 50-50.
The winning number, 50-50.
What enthusiasm from Nino. I'm not sure if that's coming over the headsets, but I can't help but laugh. I'm cracking up right now.
I think they can hear him out in the parking lot, Joe.
I don't know about that. But Nino emphatically declaring the winner of the 50-50. As the horn sounds, play set to resume with 15:30 on the clock in the second half. Dolphins lead is just 3 points over the Goldey-Beacom College Lightning. We were treated to a thriller last night as the Dolphins dropped their home opener by just 2 points. It was also their season opener against Wilmington University last night. And coming up next, immediately following this game, CSI Dolphins women's basketball takes the court for the first time this year as they take on the Holy Family University Tigers. Another missed free throw, this time by Collins. If the Lightning were better from the line, they could be leading this game by at least 5 points.
Eight missed free throws, Joe.
I think that last miss may have been 9. The second is good, and it's now a 2-point game. The Lightning really applying pressure to the Dolphins here. Velasquez wants to drive. He's doubled. Chestnut for Waterman. Step back 3. Splash.
Clutch. Bryce Waterman with the splash. No better time.
Impressive shot by Waterman on the step back. May have lost him a bit in the frame there, but we can assure you that was Bryce. Reverse layup attempt by Marsh was stifled, but the Dolphins are whistled for yet another foul. And here's a look at that last make by Bryce Waterman ahead of these free throws. Bryce escaping the frame there. Hopped right out of our view, but he knocks down the 3.
That was a tremendous step back by Bryce.
Right back to the line for the Lightning. These free throws will be number 18 and number 19. With that make, they're now up to 50% from the line. 9 of 18 from the stripe. Second free throw is good. Full court press here from Goldey-Beacom. The Dolphins navigate that nicely. Waterman puts it on the floor. Double teamed. Mallory, fake pass. Pull up. That was blocked. Centennial, hop step, and that's a nice move by Ashawn Centennial.
Good transition there by the Lightning. After the block, they come back and get the bucket. Now just a 1-point game. Let's see how the Dolphins can answer.
Velasquez looked to bounce that off the legs of a defender and instead sent it right through the defender's legs. That's a turnover. Centennial, kick out, Judge for the lead, and he knocks it down from right in front of his own bench. Lightning by 2, timeout Dolphins. CSI not in a good place right now as they have fallen behind by 2, a turnover. Once again succumbing to a trap along the sideline this time. Centennial drawing a ton of attention, brought the defense into the paint with him, kicked out to Judge in the corner for the wide open 3. Here's another look. There you see 2 Dolphins collapsing, and Chestnut committed to defending that drive on the help. And that allowed the open 3-pointer. As they are going to announce the winner of the 50-50 again. Nobody has claimed the winning ticket. I've been known for my Photoshop skills, Andrew. Perhaps I'll claim the winning ticket if no one else wants it.
Got to be quicker than that, Joe.
I have to get my computer down here. I'll make the changes, and all of a sudden I have a winning ticket. Nino's looking, but no one's headed down to the scores table. Now, I'm not sure who officially organized the 50-50, but they might be okay if no one claims that winning ticket.
It's a CSI softball, Joe.
That's what I thought. I know they were going around collecting the purchases of tickets, but I wasn't sure if they were actually the ones benefiting from the funds raised. I know at least one day they were organizing it and benefiting. I wasn't sure if it was both. Nonetheless, play is set to resume. Just over 14 minutes to go in the second half. Dolphins now trail by a pair. Chestnut will look to bring it up. He just got it across the timeline. 17 on the shot clock. Chestnut looks to drive. Can't finish off glass. Judge up ahead to Centennial. He wants to drive all the way to the rim. Can't finish. He grabbed his own miss. Collins for Judge for 3. And that's good. Tyshawn Judge from downtown, 2 straight. And the Lightning lead it by 5.
2 huge threes from Tyshawn Judge, and now the lead extended even further for the Lightning.
Oh, you can me on the roll. Can't finish off the back rim. Clock is stopped. And we have a foul against Judge. Now, Judge was down on the floor, almost had a Dolphin land on top of him. Well, we're going to take a look at what just happened and see if we can spot what the call was.
I'm not sure where the foul came in.
Bryce Waterman's at the line for 1 shot right now. And I think it was flopping again. We had that last night.
We had a flopping call last night indeed.
No warning. Yep, it was flopping. Oh, well, I haven't even played the replay yet. There's no doubt about it. We'll take a look at it now. There's a look at the flop. And as the action resumes, that is David Akins for 2. The Lightning lead is now 6 points, and Akins will head to the line for 1 more.
As you mentioned earlier, David Akins had a big night last night in their season opener. And makes a big play for the Lightning. Gets 2, gets to the line for the and 1.
Free throw by Akins is also good. The lead is now 7 points. Dangerous pass on the inbound. Oh, you can me almost lost his footing, but he was fouled. While we have a quick stoppage, here's a look at that last and 1 by Akins. Boy, not a lot there. Dolphins will inbound, 27 on the shot clock. Oh, Canby pulls it in. He was under pressure from Akins. Chestnut for Waterman. Waterman's trapped, jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Dolphins. And a timeout is called by the Staten Island bench. The Dolphins have seen a 7-point halftime lead turn into a 7-point halftime deficit. When we come back, Goldey-Beacom leads Staten Island 67-60.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
And we're back from the tank. Just under 13 minutes to play here in the second half. The Dolphins now trail by 7. And Andrew, it's been quite the turnaround here in half number 2. All Lightning so far through the first 7 minutes plus. What's changed?
Well, what's changed, the Lightning have been able to hit basically every shot they've taken, and the Dolphins can't buy a shot. Defense has still been on the strong side, but Dolphins in the offensive area just can't seem to buy a shot.
Josh Vargas checks into the game for the College of Staten Island. He's joined by Chestnut, Velasquez, Waterman, and Armas. And there is another corner three. Tyshawn Judge yet again. 3 straight from downtown.
He's becoming a huge scoring threat now for the Lightning. 3 straight from downtown, as you said.
Armas answers right back with a 3 of his own.
Big answer from Armas.
First Judge, then Armas. These two teams going back and forth. 18 on the shot clock. Feed inside. Marsh throws it up at the basket. Rebounded by Waterman.
Good D down low there by the Dolphins. Take that ball away.
Chestnut was looking for Vargas. That pass not even close. Here comes Judge to the rim. Can't finish, but he was fouled. A pair of Dolphin substitutions waiting to check in. Ahead of these free throws and this media timeout, we'll get a look at those last 2 3-pointers. Here you see Judge yet again from the corner. Dolphins have to make sure he's not left open as CSI has collapsed just a bit too much out of that corner, specifically the corner right in front of the Goldey-Beacom bench. But at the other end, Luis Armas answers with a 3 of his own. Off some good ball movement, he's given more than enough space, and Armas has shown us through the first 2 days of this season that if you leave him even a few inches of breathing room, he'll make you pay. Armas from downtown to bring the Dolphins back to within 7. But Andrew, the Dolphins have shot it incredibly well from downtown. 12 of 17. Somehow they are still trailing in this game. The Lightning now up to 50% from beyond the arc. 7 of 14. 48% from the field. 26 of 54. That being said, the Dolphins are shooting 56% from the field, and they are still trailing.
Yeah, Joe, and I'm looking at the rebounds right now, and the offensive rebound margin is huge. Dolphins only with 1 offensive rebound in this game. So, I mean, the offensive chances are really limited compared to the Lightning. They have 10 offensive rebounds compared to the Dolphins, just 1. And also the turnover number is a large margin as well. 16 turnovers for the Dolphins and just 10 for the Lightning. So 2 big reasons for the Dolphins now being down 7 with just 11:34 to go.
That's a great point you made, Andrew. The second chance points have been a big problem for the Dolphins in this game. On the offensive glass, the Lightning have converted on their chances. 15 second chance points, 16 Dolphin turnovers. that is a recipe for success. If you're Goldey-Beacom, the Dolphins certainly hope to clean that up. And going back to what Coach Tibbs said to us during the halftime break, he was looking for some toughness out of his team, some rebounding. So far, he hasn't gotten the rebounding, and very often that goes hand in hand with how tough you're playing out there on the floor. The Dolphins have committed 6 fouls, and we said that during the first half as well. The Dolphins playing very hard, playing aggressive defense. They paid for it at times with the foul tally, and they already have 16 fouls here in the second half. Pull up by Laddie. That's not a good shot as he put that one up over a double team.
Looked a little forced.
Threw up an air ball. Good fake by Judge, and he is fouled. Vargas almost took out Mallory. Dolphins now trail by 9 points. And Judge is headed right back to the line for 2 shots. And what a half so far for Judge. He has 22 points in the game. Many of those coming here in the second half. But I said it during half number 1, Andrew. He was playing with great energy, great aggressiveness, attacking the rim. We liked what we saw from him in the first half.
Absolutely. And now in the second half, he's found a way to put the ball in the basket and with sure fire. Now 3 for 3 from the three-point line, and they were straight.
All 3 of those three-pointers coming here in the second half. And he buries both free throws. The Lightning lead now 11 points.
Once again, the aggressiveness causing some fouls for the Dolphins, causing some issues.
A timeout has not been called by the Lightning. I had to change the timeout tally to reflect the official tally up on the scoreboard. Officially 11:07 on the clock. Here in the second half, Dolphins trail by 11. Laddie for Vargas. Vargas picks up his dribble, gives it back to Laddie. 20 to shoot. Judge playing Laddie closely. Vargas underneath, can't finish. And the rebound goes to the Lightning. Vargas had a good look at the rim there. Akins pull up, and he knocks it down.
And again, Dolphins at one end can't buy a bucket after a nice pass to Vargas. Lightning come back and get a bucket of their own. They make it a 13-point game.
Dolphins can't buy a stop right now, just as much as they've struggled to score. And we have a travel. It will be Dolphins ball. Dolphins in danger of seeing this game get away from them. Still plenty of time, just under 10.5 minutes to play. Earlier in this game, the Dolphins led by 20. They now trail by 13, a 33-point turnaround. Shkolny fakes, and he's fouled. Took a shot to the face there.
Shoulder right to the eye.
Yeah. That's 3 on Akins, so he has to be careful for the next few minutes. Definitely wants to avoid that 4th foul.
And having Akins on the court is a must for the Lightning.
Vargas, top of the arc with 15 to shoot, hands off to Laddie. He looks to drive. Tough shot, count it, and one.
What effort from Laddie. And a chance at 3 points now to make it just a 10-point game.
That's a huge basket for the Dolphins there, as Laddie finishes through the contact and will head to the line for one more. Here's another look at that finish. Laddie hangs and hits off the window, and the Dolphins needed that basket in the worst way. But Laddie can't connect on the free throw. Akins looking to push, and he is rejected by Shkolny. Vargas has it. He needed to look ahead. He had a man wide open in Armas. Waterman for 3. Splash.
Beautiful sequence by the Dolphins. A block at one end, back the other end. Quick movement, and Bryce finishes with a great 3. Splash.
Bryce Waterman from downtown. Dolphins within 8. Marsh gets the roll off the front rim. Waterman now has 16 for the Dolphins. CSI trails by 10 as we approach 9 minutes to play in the second half. Laddie for Vargas, and he lays it in.
Some good chemistry between Vargas and Laddie. Every time they get down in the offensive area, the two of them seem to connect.
Dolphins are back to within 8. They need stops. Marsh drives. Euro step layup. Count it, and one. I thought they were going to get him for a travel. Not that I think he traveled, but I didn't see much contact. We'll see if someone reached in.
I was just going to say I didn't see much contact. I wasn't sure on the foul.
We'll see if someone reached in there. We'll have to look at it in full speed so we don't miss any of the live action. Oh, yeah, Waterman certainly reached in. Not a good foul there. Bryce is going to give that foul. He has to make sure he can't get the shot off. Free throw is good. Adefella Fakarode checks in. Fakarode with his first action of the season. Dolphins digging deep onto their bench here. We've seen Vargas and Fakarode enter the game. As that's turned over by Armas. Akins ahead of Shkolny. And that's a dangerous play.
Very hard collision.
They might look at that one again for a flagrant foul. Both players went down hard. Akins sprung right back up to his feet. Shkolny may have gotten the worst of it. And they may want to take a look at this. And I think they're going to, Andrew. We possibly await the officials, so what I'm going to do right now is stop the clock, and we'll get a look at it in slow motion. That is not a flagrant foul.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Now, the criteria is very often wind up, follow through, and then if it's excessive contact, it's a flagrant 2. I don't see a flagrant there because Shkolny contacted the ball.
He was going after the ball, wasn't...
There was certainly a wind-up, I can tell you that. Certainly a wind-up. Here's one more look at it ahead of the free throws. Wind-up.
But all over the ball.
You could make the case that was a clean block.
It was all over the ball, Joe. His hand.
No doubt. If you're a fan of the Dolphins, you might be making the case that he got all ball on that one. Definitely hit the arm on the follow-through, but once you've contacted the ball, that's a block. First free throw was good. It's now 82-70 in favor of the Lightning. 8:35 to play in the second half, and Akins goes 2 of 2 from the line. And this is just getting sloppy now as we have a whistle and a foul against the Dolphins.
Really bad turnover on the inbound, and it results in another foul against the Dolphins and another 2 shots coming up for the Lightning. Getting a little ugly now here, Joe.
Well, I'm taking a look toward the Dolphins bench. And they just emptied the bench now. I was looking for Messiah Mallory, wondering when he might check back in. He just did. Waterman, Chestnut, Armas, Mallory, and Laddie in the game for the College of Staten Island. Makai Collins at the line, hits the first free throw. And this lead for the Lightning just keeps growing. Now at 14 points. That free throw is short, and the rebound goes to Goldey-Beacom. Marsh drops it off inside. Fake and finish as Damani Thomas puts the Lightning ahead by 16 points.
Everything working here for the Lightning, getting every bounce.
This game has just spiraled out of control here in the second half. Laddie almost lost it. Tipped it to Chestnut. Mallory for 3. Splash.
Hopefully that'll bring the Dolphins alive a little bit here. Still plenty of time to play, 8 minutes to go.
No doubt about it, plenty of time. The Dolphins have to avoid the sloppy turnovers, as that's no good by Marsh. And it's a foul against Marsh, as he very nearly added 2 more second chance points.
Big break for the Dolphins there again.
Before we head to break, offensive rebounds 11-1. The rebounding battle overall 32-18 in favor of Goldey-Beacom. They're now shooting 51% from the field, 50% from downtown. The Dolphins are 13 of 18 from three-point range, shooting 55% in the game. Yet they trail by 13, and we'll leave you with that heading into the break. Our score with 7:47 on the clock, Goldey-Beacom College 86, the College of Staten Island 73.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
And we are back from the tank as we had word passed over from the stats desk. Messiah Mallory has changed jersey numbers. There must have been blood on his uniform. He is now wearing number 1. Now, it felt like Mallory had been out of the game for a little while. Perhaps that had something to do with it. The Dolphins right now are headed to the free throw line. They're in the double bonus. The Lightning in the 1-and-1 bonus. And every free throw from this point forward will be huge, to say the least, for CSI. As Bryce Waterman heads to the line for 2 shots, he's one of CSI's best free throw shooters. Now, the scoreboard reads 10 team fouls. The teams were lined up as if that was a 1-and-1. So something has to be off. And Waterman goes 2 for 2 from the line. So for now, we'll take the bonus indicators off your screen. The foul tally on the scoreboard right now is CSI with 10 and the Lightning with 7. So I was incorrect. I had it reversed. The Dolphins are in the bonus and the Lightning are in the double bonus. Aikens on the drive. Can't finish. Rebound goes to Mallory. Mallory looks over his shoulder, posting up, one-on-one underneath. Mallory spins and kicks out for Armas. He shoots, and he buries another triple.
Nice pass from Mallory, and Armas makes no mistake on that one.
Luis Armas has shot the ball so well in these first 2 games. He shot it well last year. He stepped it up through the first 2 games of this season. Aikens in traffic, and he lays it in.
Aikens with a nice answer, squeezes right through 2 defenders, puts it right up and in, and now a 10-point game again.
Armas shot about 35% from downtown last year. He's 4 of 5 here this afternoon. Open in the corner is Velasquez, and he buries a triple.
That's big. Huge 3 from Velasquez.
And I believe the Lightning just called timeout. So with that, we will head to a quick break. Our score, Staten Island 81, Goldey-Beacom 88. Dolphins, who led by 7 at the half, will now try and come from behind in the final 6:41.
Baseball for me just kind of was the glue that kept my family together, I feel like. I don't know what it was that drew me in, but after I started playing for a while and started seeing some early success as a little kid, to see how much it meant to my parents to see me play the game and try to make a difference was really what fueled me to keep playing and stay competitive. Being a triple major is not necessarily easy, but at the same time, it is what you make it. Being a tighter-knit university, I have a lot of classes with the same professors, so they know me pretty well. I think it's that personal relationship that really helped me to thrive as a student. I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
And we're back from the tank. Joe Foreman rejoining you alongside Andrew Rotundo. Dolphins trail by 7 points, but Andrew, as we headed to break, CSI trimmed the lead down from 10 to this 7-point deficit on this three-pointer by Chris Velasquez.
Yeah, it was a nice kick out from Laddie. Velasquez wide open in the corner, makes no mistake, buries it.
The Dolphins are 16 of 21 from downtown. All right, Andrew, I had to mute our microphones for a moment as once again the scores table passing information along to us. I was correct. It was blood that required the Dolphins to change uniforms. Luis Armas is now wearing 31. Messiah Mallory is now wearing number 1. Now, was that a single free throw attempt there at the other end of the floor?
No, I think play was stopped.
I thought so too, but
might have just been for fun.
I don't know about that. Let's see if it's in the play-by-play. That'll tell us. As play resumes, Lightning ball. Akins around the back, goes right at Velasquez. Offensive foul.
Great positioning by Velasquez. Big turnover for the Dolphins.
If I'm not mistaken, that's 4 on Akins. We'll double check that, but I'm fairly certain that was number 4. Not updated yet. I believe that was 4. Here comes Laddie on the drive. He is rejected. Zayon Marsh swats that one away. Collins for Akins, back up top to Marsh. This is Judge. Marsh thought about it, goes right at Laddie. Big size advantage, he can't finish. And Mallory pulls in the rebound.
Dolphins showing that great defense they had in the beginning of this game, now starting to come back a little bit.
And Chestnut was fouled on that layup attempt. He'll head to the line for 2.
Dolphins will take whatever points they can get here.
Still an eternity left for CSI. Just under 6 minutes to play here in the second half. That foul was number 9 on the Lightning, so the Dolphins will be in the double bonus with the next Goldey-Beacom foul. That last foul, a shooting foul, and the first free throw is good. Second free throw is good. Now, certain noises of a distinct pitch do make their way into the broadcast. There's a dog somewhere in the building.
It's not a dog, Joe. It's top row.
That was a person?
It was a person. Sounded much like a dog. I watched him do the motion.
They got me. Wow. That was
incredible.
That was a very impressive impersonation.
Should do voiceovers for dogs in movies.
Job well done. I need to find out if they can do a dolphin. We could use a dolphin sound effect. That'd be a nice addition to the broadcast. 5:53 on the clock. 5-point game. Judge will bring it up for the Lightning. Laddie takes it away. He heads for the rim, and he throws one off the bottom of the rim. Kick out to Mallory. Chestnut into the corner. Armas thought about it. Laddie has it again. Pull-up jump shot. Short. And the rebound goes to Collins. Centennial almost lost it. Judge into the corner for Collins. Akins, 15 to shoot. Crosses over to his right. Drives baseline. Gets trapped. Judge open in the corner again. It rims out. Armas nearly had it taken away. Here comes Velasquez. Velasquez holds on to the ball. Laddie up top to Chestnut. 20 on the shot clock. Under 5 minutes to play in a 5-point game. Chestnut, floater, no good. Rebounded by the Lightning. Judge looking to push all the way to the rim, and he can't finish.
Nobody can make a basket right now, Joe. Back and forth.
I thought you were going to say nobody can make a basket from there. Armas for three. Splash! And the Dolphins are back to within 2.
What a shot from Armas. And that's going to count, too, from Chestnut. We got a tie game, Joe.
We'll get a second look at everything that just transpired. First, the Armas 3. You'll see that right here. And then the Dolphins force a turnover and tie the game. It is pandemonium in the tank right now. You've got to be kidding me.
I love it.
The Lightning are besides themselves. Wow. I am not sure I have ever seen that. We'll get one more look at the turnover into the basket.
Joe, this place went absolutely berserk on those last 2 baskets.
Rightfully so. I've been doing this for 7 years. I have never seen anything like that.
And there's a clear-cut steal. Chestnut.
We just had an announcement letting the spectators know they need to refrain from automated noisemakers. You're sure that was a person barking?
I'm sure. I was just going to say it seems as if Nino was deceived by the dog bark.
Well, Nino has his back to the guilty party.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So not only did the Dolphins tie the score, they have a chance to take the lead from the free throw line. Both teams are now in the double bonus.
There he is again, Joe.
Where is he? White t-shirt? That's some good work up there in the stands.
By not getting noticed, too.
I couldn't find him. That's very discreet. On the drive, Marsh right at Mallory, can't finish. Rebound goes to the Lightning. Akins nearly lost his footing. He stops and pops and he knocks it down.
Good pull up there by Akins. Gives the Lightning the lead back.
Goldey-Beacom by 1. Mallory working against Marsh. He fakes. Armas for 3. Splash! And the Dolphins lead by 2.
Armas again. What a shot. Dolphins lead.
Armas has energized the building. Collins is rejected by Mallory.
Not today, Messiah Mallory says. Dolphins with a big 2-point lead. 3:26 to go. Incredible stuff here, Joe.
Let's get a look at all of it again. Armas from downtown. Mallory on the rejection, and this place was going crazy as the Dolphins now lead it by 2. Luis Armas in this game has been on fire from beyond the arc. He is 7 of 8 from 3-point range, and then Messiah Mallory on the rejection picks up yet another block. That is number 6 for Mallory on the game.
Just unbelievable stuff here, Joe, from those two specifically in these last few sequences.
Armas now has 25 points, 8 of 12 from the field, 7 of 8 from downtown. Chestnut has 20. Waterman has 18. Messiah Mallory has 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. He is flirting with a triple-double.
Just one rebound and 2 assists away, Joe. That's it.
Well, I won't say those dreaded words, but he may have a chance for some extra help in reaching the 10 assist and the 10 rebound mark, if you get what I'm saying.
I absolutely do.
All right, I won't say it because I promised not to on the broadcast, but he might get some extra help if regulation ends tied.
And it's well-deserved after the game he's played today.
And Mallory showed takeover ability last night at the offensive end. Today he has shown the ability to facilitate, the ability to score, the ability to rebound, the ability to defend, the true definition of a complete player and a centerpiece of this Dolphins team. This is Marsh. Hook shot is good, and we are tied. What a game this has been. A high-scoring game as well. 92 points per side. Just over 3 minutes to play. Mallory looks to drive baseline. He spins, and he lost it, but he was fouled.
And that's a big draw by Mallory. And he's just doing everything here today for the Dolphins. Wearing 23, wearing 1, it doesn't matter.
The Wilmington bench is claiming that the player on defense got the ball first. That was Marsh defending. And after this free throw, we'll slow it down and see if the bench has a case. Here's a quick look. The first free throw was no good. Really tough to tell.
That's a tough call.
I think I'd have to slow it down more as Mallory goes 0 of 2 from the line. The score remains tied at 92. Judge for Marsh. Lewis open for 3, short. Rebound goes to Marsh, and he is fouled.
Oh, this is going to be some 2:41 left in this one, Joe.
No doubt about that. Now, Andrew, we spoke about it earlier in the game. The Lightning had really struggled from the line. They're now up to 19 of 30. That's only 63%. That is a vast improvement over how they started.
Yeah, absolutely. They had a lot, and that was one of the biggest reasons that they were down. And now, like you said, they've much improved, and now we got a tie game. And, of course, in other aspects of the game as well. The three-point shots have been there as well for the Lightning, too.
This game could very well be decided from the free throw line. Score tied at 92 with 2:41 on the clock. Huge free throws for Zayon Marsh. And he misses the first. Now, I'm not sure what the players were doing there.
I think they are.
I was very confused, as were the players apparently. But
I was confused as well. I think that they thought that he only had one shot, but I'm not sure why he would only have one shot.
I don't know why they would think that. He was fouled on a shot attempt. The second free throw is good. Mallory goes 0 for 2. Marsh goes 1 for 2, and the Lightning lead it by 1. Chestnut almost lost it. And that's a bad pass stolen by Judge. Velasquez in pursuit, and Judge throws it down, goes down to the floor hard.
How did he keep that in bounds?
How is he not shaken up as Velasquez scores? What a sequence.
And a good answer by Velasquez. Keeps a heads up on the play.
We'll get a look at all of that again once the clock is stopped. Aikens on the floater, no good. Rebounded by Velasquez. and another steal. Akins takes it away, and he lays it in. 3-point Lightning lead. And we have a timeout that I believe has been called by the Dolphins. And Andrew, a pair of costly Dolphins turnovers have put them behind by 3 points.
2 huge turnovers, and they convert. The Lightning are able to convert on both of those turnovers. One was that huge slam dunk.
Well, here's a look at the turnover that led to the dunk. Judge intercepts that pass. He had Velasquez right on his heels. He went down hard.
I'm not sure how he kept it. He definitely did go down hard. He got right back up too, surprisingly, but I am not sure how he kept that ball in bounds.
Well, he didn't need to keep it in bounds. He dunked it.
Over on the sideline.
Oh.
When he was going for the ball.
I was confused when you first said it. I'm like, I'm not sure he needs to keep it in after a made dunk.
He had a teammate waiting to check in over on the sideline on the other side, and he had to elude him. He had to make a move. He had to take that ball through him.
Got it. The Dolphins have had a lot of trouble dealing with pressure as they bring the ball up, and this time it was Velasquez who succumbs to the pressure. Akins gets the roll on the layup. Here's another look at it. I think Velasquez was taken by surprise, and he certainly was as Akins jumped that pass. Had to be reading the eyes of Velasquez there as play resumes with 1:35 on the clock. Dolphins trail by 3. Laddie around the back, gets a screen from Oyekanmi. No-look pass for Chestnut in the corner. Now 10 to shoot. Waterman, deep 3, no good. And it's rebounded by the Lightning. .20 on the shot clock. Judge almost lost it. Open man in the corner was Akins. He fakes, pulls up, and scores. David Akins with a huge shot to make it a 2-possession game. Laddie out to Chestnut. He tries a 3, no good. Rebounded by Judge.
And the time is dwindling, and 2 big misses from the Dolphins, and now that's going to force Laddie to foul and send the Lightning to the line for 2 shots, and now down 5.
We speculated this game could be decided at the free throw line. The Lightning now have a chance to ice it from the line. If they hit their free throws, they will come away with the win. Chance here for Judge to make it a 3-possession game. That free throw short. It has been an incredible game for Tyshawn Judge. He has 26 points. 8 of 13 from the field, 3 of 4 from downtown. Second free throw is good. Still just a 2-possession game. If the Dolphins hit a quick 3, they won't need to foul. Waterman is stripped, and it's taken away by Collins, who calls timeout. That timeout was called by Goldey-Beacom with 36 seconds left. Each team officially had 1 timeout remaining before that. Now, a timeout just came off the board for CSI. That should have come off the board for Goldey-Beacom. I'll make sure we get that corrected. Not sure what I can do from here, but they need to know that the timeout remaining should belong to the Dolphins. Oh, they want replay, and we're not going to have it. We're going to have to pull up the stream very quickly. We'll see if we have what they're looking for. They're supposed to have the stream over there at the desk, but we'll pull it up right now. And now they're not coming over, so looked like they were going to check the clock, but just in case, we'll get the stream going. We apologize for the momentary silence as they're trying to figure out, or at least it appeared they were trying to figure out how much time should be on the clock. We can help them now. If they want it, we have it. But they are content with 35.6.
Timeout is back on the big board for the Dolphins, Joe.
28 seconds on the shot clock. Thank you to the official for passing that along. Dolphins certainly will have to foul here. Just 36 seconds remaining. And the Lightning throw it away. Laddie for three. That rattles out. It looked like he may have been fouled. But Laddie immediately hoisted up a three-pointer. May have rushed it just a bit.
That was close. What a huge opportunity for Laddie there. And it rattled around.
Well, here's a look at the steal and the shot attempt. There's the steal. We're going to slow it down here. From as close as I was, I thought he was fouled. No whistle, and the Lightning head to the line for two shots. One make here should ice this game. That won't do it. Score is 100-94. That was my mistake on the scoreboard. Chestnut has to be careful there. Could have been called for a lane violation. As it's now a three-possession game, Velasquez lays it in. 5-point game. And the Dolphins will use their last timeout. Well, Andrew, the Dolphins need a lot to go their way down the stretch here, but taking a look back at this game as a whole, Dolphins got off to a great start. And then once again, the game began to slip away from them late in the first half. This time, it really got away in the second half. We didn't see that happen yesterday. I don't believe they ever trailed by more than 5. They trailed big at one point in the second half of this game. I believe their largest deficit was 16 points. That is correct. The Dolphins battled back, but ultimately it looks like the Lightning will take the win.
Yeah, and as we mentioned earlier, a big part of the Lightning coming back was the free throw percentages from the first and the second half. In the first half, they missed 8, possibly 9 of their free throws in that first half, which is a possible 8 to 9 points on the board. They trailed by 7 at the first half, so it could have been a different story coming in to the second half. And also the rebound percentages as well. Offensive rebounds, huge margin in favor of the Lightning. Second chance opportunities, Lightning had a lot of them compared to the Dolphins tonight.
Well, I spoke about it when we first came on the air. Oh boy, I've been told I'm needed ASAP when the game is over. That's not good. 25 seconds remaining, and a foul immediately following the inbound. Now, as I was saying, I mentioned it at the top of the broadcast, but last night's game was ultimately decided by free throw shooting. The Wildcats got to the line far more than the Dolphins and made the most of those chances. In this game, the Dolphins have only attempted 13 free throws, the Lightning 36. The Dolphins have attempted 26 three-pointers, have made 18 of them, and are trailing with just 23 seconds remaining.
Just unbelievable, to be honest with you, Joe.
If you showed anybody this stat line, you would think the Dolphins must have won the game.
Of course.
The shooting numbers, that is. And then you dig a bit deeper and look at the rebounding numbers and the turnover numbers.
As you just mentioned, the three-point numbers, too. I mean, 7 three-pointers made to 18 three-pointers. Incredible margin.
Really surprising the way the Dolphins have shot the ball, that they're on the verge of starting their season 0-2. Both free throws good. It's back to a 7-point game. Velasquez steps back. He shoots. His shot off the shot clock, and that'll do it. Dolphins have come storming out of the gate consecutive days, but have seen double-digit leads get away in each of their first 2 games. A lot to like The shooting has been phenomenal. They played hard defense. And I'm surprised that the Lightning tried to score there.
Yeah, you would think they would have just kind of taken it.
Now, the Dolphins were pressing. That could have been a big part of why they tried to score. Marsh was fouled on the dunk, and the Dolphins, to their credit, did not concede it. Cannot concede a basket in that spot. I don't care what the score is late in a game on your home floor. You're not conceding a dunk.
Absolutely.
Especially when the shot clock is turned off. So good effort there by Shkolny, who always hustles. He heads to the bench as Marsh misses the free throw. I think that's 15 missed free throws now for the Lightning. 24 of 39. I only say I think because sometimes our live stats update on a bit of a delay. 1 of 2 for Marsh. We've seen 200 points scored in each of our games, if I'm not mistaken. Velasquez lost it, and we'll see if that'll do it. 8.1 on the clock. Thought the Lightning would dribble it out last possession. The Dolphins will not press. And for Goldey-Beacom College, they will pick up their first win of the season as they defeat the College of Staten Island by a final score of 104-96. For the Dolphins, they open their season 0-2. And Andrew, after a great start for CSI, they have to be a bit disappointed with the result. Still a lot of positives to take from their first 2 games, a lot to correct before their next action on November 16th.
Right, Joe, and when the defense is on, it is absolutely on. They are locked down, and one in particular, Messiah Mallory, had 6 blocks tonight, and that was just incredible stuff from him on the defensive side for the Dolphins. And then when it comes to three-point shooting, Luis Armas was all over it tonight, nearly perfect. He was 7 of 8 from the three-point line, so those are some of the good things. And then just the turnover numbers and the offensive rebounds, those are some of the bad things CSI needs to really recover from going forward, as just second chance opportunities. They need more offensive rebounds. They need more chances to score.
The positives, the early shooting. They jumped out to a big lead. We're playing very good defense in that first half as well. Then at the end of the first half, they just couldn't maintain that energy level through the intermission. And from there, it was all Lightning. The Dolphins were back and forth late in the game, but you have to remember the Lightning trailed by 20. They took a lead that was as large as 16, and ultimately Goldey-Beacom picks up the win by 8, 104-96. So with that, we wrap up our 2022 CSI Tournament of Heroes. Andrew, I thank you for joining me on the call for the first time this season. We will certainly hear from you again later in the season, perhaps as soon as tomorrow, once we sort out our public address situation and figure out where everyone is going to be for our 2 women's games tomorrow. But until then, our viewers will have to deal with just me for the rest of the afternoon and into the evening as the CSI Women's Basketball Conference Challenge tips off coming up next. The Dolphins take on the Tigers of Holy Family University. This has been NCAA Division II men's basketball coverage on CSI Sportsnet, a proud part of the ECC network. Everyone who will not tune in for the women's game, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thanks for watching.